If God has told you that you're destined for great things, which you are, trust and believe that you are destined for great things. God is not a man that he should lie, or a son of man that he should change his mind. Has he said, and will he not do it? Or has he spoken, and will he not fulfill it? And this is a verse where God is basically saying that he is not like human beings. He does not lie. God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. That is something that you need to keep in your head. Now, if God has told you something, trust me, it will come to fruition. If God says no, his no is a no. If God has told you that you're destined for great things, which you are, trust and believe that you are destined for great things, no matter what comes in your way. And I know it can be extremely hard for it to properly register in your... Why is this so scared? For it to probably like register in your mind that you are destined for great things, when in your immediate surrounding it feels like the exact opposite. I know it might feel a little that you might be experiencing cognitive dissonance, because right now, if you look at your immediate surroundings, if you look at your current situation, it might not look like you've got anything to start with. It might not look like you have a starting place. But if God has told you that you are destined for great things, you better believe that you are destined for great things. The only part that you need to hang on to, the truth, is that God is not a man that he should lie. He has told you that you are destined, so you have to start believing that you are destined, and soon your external reality will catch up to your internal reality, as long as your internal reality as well believes that you are destined for great things, because it's gonna happen. And this is something that I've also been struggling with, because when you know deep down that you are destined for great things and you don't know how do you get to that point, you don't know how do you bridge the gap between where you are and where you know you can be, that is just where you have to leave it all to God's hands, and that God himself will make a plan and will help you get to that point. All you have to do is just to believe that you are going to get there, and that is all. Literally, there's a story in the Bible of the woman that was bleeding. For those of you that are not familiar, there's a woman that was bleeding for about 12 years. She went to physicians, she went to doctors. They tried to find the source of the bleeding, what was wrong. No one could find anything. And I'm pretty sure at that point she would have tried everything. I'm pretty sure she tried everything. I'm pretty sure she tried all the natural herbs, everything, until she heard one day of this man from Galilee who was in her area, in her city. And she went to him, and Jesus is walking with his disciples, and there's a crowd that is following him. And she was part of that crowd, and in that moment all she could think of was, if I can get close just to touch the hem of his garment. And when they say the hem of his garment, just let's say this, just the hem, literally just the hem. She's like, I don't need to touch him, I just need to touch the hem of his garment, because she believed that even the clothes that he was wearing, they possessed power, and that she would be healed and she would be blessed. Again, I'm pretty sure at that point she was also desperate as well, that she knew, but in her desperation she knew that with this man, she knew that she could find healing, she knew that she could find restoration. And that's what she did. And as she touched the hem of his garment, Jesus stopped, and he was like, who touched me? And his disciples looked at him and they were like, sir, master, what's going on? I mean, take a look around. There's a huge crowd. People are pushing, people are tagging. It's kind of inevitable. But he was like, no, this touch was different. I felt power leaving me. And yeah, who touched me? And then she came forward and then she said, I did. And he said, because of your faith, you have now been made healed. Now you are healed because of his faith. All she had to do was just to touch the hem of his garment, because she believed that this man, is where she will find healing, that this man is where she will be restored back. And she was. So yeah, this is a bit different to my usual content. This is a bit, it is different, I'm not gonna lie. However, again, just believe God is not a man that he should lie. If you feel like you have received a word from God at any point in your life regarding something and you are starting to lose hope, do not lose hope. God is not a man that you should lie, that he should lie. If God has told you that you are going to this place or you're going to be at this position, hold on to that. Hold on to that. For God is not a man that he should lie. I was thinking of this morning when I went to church, that at some point, like at some times in life, when life gets extremely hard, all you do is like, I don't know if you can see, but on my jacket there's like this little string piece of fabric. Can you see? No, you can't. But anyways, just holding on to this little piece of fabric, even if that is all the strength that you have, just holding on to that. If that takes up all of your strength, then that's fine. But as long as you are still holding on to him, that is all that counts. I hope you have a blessed week. I hope that God continues to touch you, to restore you, and please hold on to him, even if it is by the hem of his garment. Hold on to his promises, because he has promised. And again, God is not a man that he should lie. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.